There you were. Look, I don't even know if this shit is gonna sound right, but I want you more than I don't want to have kids. And when that day comes, I'm gonna be one hell of a father.
Yeah, so similar to Tony, I'm very concerned about Rich's change of heart. Now, with Tony, Danny rightfully called out, okay, Tony, you're coming around here, you're saying everything I want to hear, but is it genuine, about everything you just said about being sorry about the lack of boundaries with your ex-wife and, this, that, and the third? Or is it only because your kids and ex-wife are going to another continent because she's being stationed in Italy, I believe? Is that the only reason you're coming back to me like I'm, the consolation prize, or I'm the last bag of chips in a chip box, the Fritos nobody else wanted, or I'm the end pieces of the bread once the whole loaf is gone from the bag? Like, what is this, Tony? Like, what is this? Rich is in a similar situation because he tells Sabrina everything she wants to hear, but in the case of Sabrina, it's like, did Rich really change his own mind, or did she purposefully manipulate the situation to get him to come around? Because she tells the girls, I'm just getting my man to agree to be the father of my children, and I don't need to go to jail again or ever. And I'm like, whoa, hold up now. That actually makes sense. I mean, the original theory was maybe Sabrina was trying to trap him, which honestly would not be out of the realm of Sabrina as a character, by getting her pregnant with like the tiny condoms or something like that. But I mean, Damani, he obviously came around on his own accord. Originally it was for the job of doing an interview with her, but clearly he was attracted to her and then out of nowhere wanted to donate the sperm. And I feel like Sabrina probably manipulated the situation like, oh, a strapping, handsome, chocolate man who happens to work at, the bank, or at least in corporate, the perfect kind of person I could see Rich getting jealous over. And if I say he's going to be the sperm donor rather than some random Joe Smo from a sperm donor directory at the sperm bank, oh, Rich, you're mine. It makes sense. So I will say it was strangely romantic. That's how TV Line put it. It's like, it might not come across as, romantic to some, but it's arguably one of the most romantic lines in the entire series when Rich says he loves Sabrina more than he doesn't want kids. And at face value, it's like, wait, what? But that's some deep stuff. It's like, I still don't know how you would raise a kid with that, motto. Hey, son, I love you, right? And you're a good kid. But just so you know, I really didn't even want kids. I just wanted to be with your mom. I don't know. I did that. Maybe they'll skip that part when raising the kids together. But yeah, honestly though, if you take the quote unquote potential manipulation tactic that Sabrina used with Damani, I think Tony played a big role in getting Rich to come around, because one of his boys, especially the one that has children of his own, as well as an ex-wife, he pretty much gave Rich insight. It's like, having kids isn't for everyone. I'm not saying that, everybody needs to have kids or wants to have kids, but take it from me. I mean, it seems like you found the perfect woman to start a family with. I mean, she's beautiful, she's intelligent, when she wants to be. We know how much of an airhead Sabrina can be at times when it comes to this series, but she's, just got a promotion. It's like she's doing well at work. You're getting a second juice shop. You're doing well at your job. And I mean, what's the issue? So that kind of made Rich come around. But when you look at things like the way he burst over to her apartment and then went off on Damani. And I mean, was that like the final straw? Did Sabrina even know Rich was coming to the apartment? There are so many things on like Sabrina, like how much of this was planned versus, oh, I'm just going to freestyle it because everybody's moving on the chessboard in a way that I can use to my advantage. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. But in this case, I do feel like we're in a situation where Rich is wanting to step up. But the question is, how soon is this going to happen? Now, here's what we do know. The nurse said, you got a week. Miss Hollins, you have a week to make a decision. We're going to keep Damani's sperm on standby, but if you don't get impregnated or the sperm and whatnot done within the next week, then the whole process is going to fall apart. That's my thing with Rich though. If I were Rich, I'm like, look, do we have to have a kid like right now? Like I will be a father to your children, but do we need to have it like right now up in a week, like get you knocked up? I mean, we only been dating like 3 months. Sheesh. And then Sabrina was like, well, I gave you every opportunity. I still call BS on that because remember originally she came back from that brunch drunk and said, ooh, I need your sperm. Give me your sperm. And then Rich revealed he didn't want to have kids. Then they had a conversation at the juice shop about how, yeah, both of us are standing strong in our stance to be pro kids or anti kids. But how about we just continue dating, and see how things go. And then the next time Sabrina was at the shop, Rich was ready to show off the blueprints for his new store. He was all happy in the moment. A woman comes in with a baby. Sabrina just gets baby fever all of a sudden. I want to freeze my eggs. And it's like, what? And it was just like basically showing I want to have kids on my own. And it's just like you stole Rich's thunder in the moment. And then you just sprung it on him like he's supposed to be cool with it because you both agreed to discuss this over time. And, Rich, that's like if Rich said, I'm getting a vasectomy. Like, imagine if he just said that out of nowhere. And then Sabrina's like, wait, what? That's how it basically felt when Sabrina said, I want to freeze my eggs. So I call BS on that. But yeah, I would not be surprised if Sabrina manipulated this entire situation to get Rich to come around. And I did a separate video about how did she use Damani for this purpose, and what if Damani comes back next season, he's pissed off because, he feels some kind of way about Sabrina not choosing him. And, with him working in corporate, he could possibly pull some strings to get Sabrina in some trouble. I mean, I think the biggest point of contention is rehiring Maurice after corporate said they wouldn't bring him back. And let's not forget the way Maurice was completely unprofessional when Damani first met him at the bank. So I'm just saying Sabrina needs to watch out. But yeah, do you think Rich and Sabrina will manage to make things work next season? Or do you think Rich will change his mind? I don't know, but this is going to be very interesting. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.